Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I'm talking about the new comics that I picked up on August 28th, 2019. We're in week 35 of 2019, and this is going to be a quick one because I haven't read any of the comics that I picked up yet, and I'm trying something new this week. You might be watching this episode on Instagram TV. So if you are, thanks for tuning in. Stay subscribed for more of this each week, maybe. We'll see how this one goes. But first of all, the only comic that I actually read this week, Superman of Smallville, part of the DC Zoom imprint. These are for young readers, and I thought that this is an excellent book for the demographic it's going for. It's a really fun story about young Superman. It's really Superboy, but he goes by Superman. They didn't want any of that confusion with Superboy being a different actual person. Not actual person, but you know what I mean. With tales of school and the farm and all that kind of stuff. It's a really fun story, and I highly recommend picking up this book. The retail price is only $9.99, so I recommend that. And now for all of the books that I have not read yet, but picked up this week. First up, House of Secrets, number 92. This is a facsimile edition of the book. The first appearance of Swamp Thing, I believe. So that is pretty cool. A huge book coming out this week was Marvel issue number 1000. I only picked up this 1940s edition cover. I really liked this one when I saw the previews of all the different variants for this book. And I'm looking forward to reading it. I don't know what context this book has with all the other titles in Marvel, since I mostly have been reading DC. But I had to pick this up just because of this awesome cover. Then we have Batman Superman number 1. First, I have the Batman variant of the book. And then I also have the Superman variant, and those fit together like that. You won't see the full image if you're watching this on Instagram TV, but you can see how they fit together there, and that is pretty cool. I don't know what the story. While this ties into, you can tell from the cover, it ties into Batman Who Laughs, but I'm not caught up on that, so I do need to read all of that first. Then we have Flash issue number 77. We have all the fast animals running along with him through the Speed Force. I really like that variant cover. And I forget if I read issue 76 yet. If I haven't, that's the only one that I need to read to be caught up. Although I didn't read anything before issue number 68. So I have to read all of that in the middle as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Then we have Fantastic Four, Yancey Street, issue number 1. I don't know what's going on here other than the Thing is wrapped up in a street post, and the Human Torch is getting sprayed by a fire hydrant, and there's garbage going all over the place. I don't know. This looks like a fun book. If it's actually like a really serious and contemplative book, I'd be really surprised from this cover. And then we have Monsters, issue number 1. I like monsters, and this cover looks super cool. We have Swamp Thing there on the cover, a whole bunch of dragons and other stuff. Yeah, this looks awesome. Is that the Thing, or the creature from Black Lagoon, I think, is there? I don't know what these other things are, but I just like monsters in general, so I'm excited for that. Completely out of alphabetical. Oh, well, none of this is in alphabetical order anyway. But Star Wars Adventures Annual number 1. I don't think this has a number. It's the only annual there. I know this character we have Lando Calrissian on the cover. I know this character has a name in Star Wars, but I just he just looks like Bucky O'Hare, and you have to do some convincing to convince me that is anybody but Bucky O'Hare. But I think I can jump right into this. I because it's an annual, and they have. I mean, it's kind of like they're like standalone stories for the most part anyway. So I don't think I need to get all caught up on that to enjoy it. Then we have Wonder Woman issue number 77. Cheetah, not Chitara, there on the cover again for Year of the Villain variant covers. This I like this one even more than the other Cheetah cover, since the other Cheetah cover was just her face anyway. But I believe this has got to be, I'm going to look inside real quick. It's got to be a Jenny Frison cover again. And a quick look inside. Where is the credits? All of this is not appearing on the video, but it's a first go at it. We'll see how this episode turns out. Yes, it is Jenny Frison cover. There, the credits are in the back of the book, of course. Using up all the time to find it. So yeah, there you go. Tons more to look at. So let's clear the deck once again. We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Urban Legends issue number 16. We've got this Frozen situation there on the cover. I am so far behind, like, on all of this stuff that I don't even know how to begin to explain the context of things. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder in Hell issue number 4. That cover's really cool and creepy. We've got the a dragon. I don't know if it's a crest or an actual dragon inside of what I assume is Baby Shredder, and that's super cool and creepy, as I said. And then Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue number 97. There we go. City at War. This is part 5. There we go. It's right there on the cover. Why couldn't I read that? Let's scoot these over just a hair. Perfect. All right. And then we have Tink Girl Forever. This is issue number 6. There's no issue number on the cover of this. And it's continuing out of Action Alley. I guess every 4 issues they're gonna change the title of the book, so it's confusing. But this is issue number 6 of the current ongoing Tank Girl books. Tank Girl is just awesome. Then we have a fantastic variant cover for Superman issue number 14 with Crypto front and center and Supergirl up there. Why is the cat? The cat's crossed out. Maybe this cover was designed by Crypto. He doesn't care for cats. But I'm a few issues behind on Superman, so I need to get caught up on that to know exactly what's going on there. But Supergirl's been working with Superman to figure some stuff out. Then we have Stranger Things 6, issue number 4 of 4. And we have 2 covers there. I believe this is I don't know if this is the A cover or not. Yeah, this is the A cover because the other one is the paperback variant, which is super cool. I like both of those. I still haven't watched season 3. I feel like I should probably read. Now I can read all 4 issues of this prequel, sequel, sidequel book before I watch the show. And then we have Star Wars Galaxy's Edge issue number 5. I really like this cover. These characters down at the bottom. I mean, just the whole framing of this on the cover is really nice. She Said Destroy issue number 4. Another one that I just need to sit down and read it. I really like the first issue. Red, Sonia, and Betty and Veronica issue number 4. More fun there. Another classic looking cover here. I just love the artwork on all of these covers, but this one, like with it's a great painting, and then you have the the reflection, the distortion in the glass, that the flask that she's holding in front of her face, and then also the reflection of the bat over here. How cool is that? Is that bat behind them, or is it like behind the camera? Is the bat the camera? I don't know. Shattered Grid, or no, sorry, Necessary Evil, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 42. They're still so far behind all these books. But luckily, I don't have all the way back to number 1 with Power Rangers. I just have to go back to the start of Go-Go Power Rangers, and then when they start crossing over, that's when I can start reading, meshing the two. Issue number 8, we're 2/3 of the way through Martian Manhunter. The Manhunters did this, John, and I'll make them pay. I don't know the voices of these characters. Like I keep saying, I freaking love the artwork on these books. It's so weird and different from everything else. I really enjoy it. And the stories are super weird and different from everything else as well. Then we have Justice League Dark, issue number 14. With Man-Bat there on the cover, looking creepy as hell. That's super cool. Justice League issue number 30. Great. All of these are the variant covers, by the way. Martian Manhunter is the normal cover. But I just, the variant covers are just all freaking awesome. The main covers are good too, but for the most part, it seems like they're usually like traditional comic book art style, with the inks and the solid colors and stuff like that. You get like actual paintings with most of these DC variants, and it's just awesome. But yeah, I really dig this cover. Justice League 30, man. It feels like this new run of Justice League only started like a couple months ago. And I guess it is like every other week pretty much. So it pretty much did just start a couple months ago, really. But yeah, this cover is super, super cool. And then we have Jughead, The Hunger versus Vampironica, number 4. Oh my God. What? It's Jughead has everybody's heads in his paw there, in his claws. He's decapitated everybody. I don't know what's going on with that, but I'll find out as soon as I start reading the Jughead, The Hunger versus Vampironica. Dial H for Hero, issue number 6. This book is so fun. I've talked about this before. Okay, quick sidetrack. Okay, this is funny in this context because he has a phone. That's the context that the new phone, who dis? That makes sense. That's where the phrase comes from, that you have a new phone number and you don't have the contacts from before it. But when people post something like new haircut, who dis? That's so dumb, and I wish it would stop as soon as possible. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why would you not know who you're talking to because you got a new haircut? It's dumb. Stop it. Then we have Detective Comics issue 1010. Super cool cover there. The rain coming down, red lights coming up, shining on him, all that kind of stuff. Oh, it's the bat signal. Oh, okay. I see it now. It's not immediately clear that it's the bat signal, but it is part of the bat signal there lighting up behind him. That's cool. I like it. And more Batman. Batman, Curse of the White Knight, book 2. I need to sit down and read book 1 and 2 now, because this cover, it looks like some serious stuff is going down. So I'll get to that soon, I think. Hopefully. I am also making this quick because I am flying in approximately 12 hours. I'll be boarded onto my flight to Chicago. So that's, I also haven't had time. Don't have time to read any of these except for the first one that I read real quick, and I watched it I read it at the same time as I was watching NXT UK, which I want to get caught up on before tomorrow. so I can watch NXT UK Takeover. But anyway, Batgirl issue number 38. This variant cover is just gorgeous. It's great. I need to look who. I didn't even think about what her mask looks like when she's not wearing it. That it's not like a full thing that goes around her entire head. It's just a thing that goes on the front of her face, and that's interesting to think about. This is a really short story. What's going on here? Maybe I skipped to the ends. Look at this. Look at this here. Okay, actually, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was. I thought that most of the book was before the halfway point, and they had the promotional stuff for what's it called, Legion of Superheroes, which is fine. All these books have that this month, those last couple of months. But this variant cover is by Joshua Middleton. Just want to look up that real quick because I think that is my favorite cover of this week. And then we have Amazing Spider-Man issue number 28. Kingpin just kicking ass there. Action Comics issue number 1014. A really cool painting. I believe that's a painting of Superman in front of the Daily Planet. Logo. We've seen that type of really type of layout before, but he looks pretty mad there. Looks pretty angry. What's going on? And then finally, last book of this week to talk about is House of X, issue 3 of 6. Halfway through there. I gotta start reading this at some point, but maybe not too soon, so I can actually remember everything that's going on by the time I get to the end of it. So that is everything. I also this past weekend, you know what? I totally forgot about that because that this past weekend was the comic convention, Colorado Springs Comic Con. And usually I talk about that whole experience for these episodes, but you can see some of the I did a sticker episode over on at the Demon Jackal. So I will instead of doing that as part of these comic book podcast episodes, I'm just going to refer you over to at the Demon Jackal on Instagram TV, where I can actually talk about and show the artwork that I picked up and talk about the artists there. So I did one just for the stickers that I got, but at some point I'll do a video of all the artwork. But for now, I did a post for each of the artists. Some of them were combined. If I only got like one thing from each artist, I put them together in one shot. But I did that as a series of just photo posts on there. So go check that out for all the artwork that I got there. It was a pretty good convention. I mostly enjoyed meeting all the other artists that were near me and not so near me. At its Kino time, I believe. No, it's Kinotastic. She's the artist who I met, who is in a completely different area of the convention, but she was right next to the only actual bathrooms on the convention floor. So that's why I ran into her when I was looking for the restrooms, and I went up and chatted a couple of times the rest of the throughout the show. But other than her, everybody else that I met was like right in my nearby vicinity. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this episode, whether you're listening to it in the regular podcast form or if you're watching it on Instagram TV. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know what you thought about this week's comics, which comics you picked up, and if you've read them yet, what you thought about them. By tweeting me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, or Instagram TV, however you like to ingest this episode. And stay safe out there in all the infinite multiverses, especially those of you out in in Florida. And I'll see you next. So I can see you next time here on TIW Podcast. Bye.